Welcome everyone, in this video we will be completing the Stranger mission, a test of faith given by Deborah McGuinness with the goal of acquiring the Jawbone Knife at the end of it. Note that some of the locations are in New Austin, so spoiler alert if you haven't completed chapter 6 just yet. You can find that Stranger mission as soon as you arrive in chapter 2, not far from camp. In the Heartlands is where you can trigger the cutscene and learn all about Deborah, dinosaurs, and be called a nincompoop. Once the mission is triggered, you will have to locate 30 dinosaurs' bones throughout the map and send their location back to Deborah. Most of the bones can be found underground or rocky walls, and can be spotted from a distance in either eye, making it easier to pinpoint their location.
Are they real?
Of course they're real, you nincompoop, and everywhere.
The first location isn't far away from the Horseshoe Overlook camp, in the Heartlands at the bottom of the well underneath the oil derrick. The second location can be found a bit south of the oil derrick in the Heartlands at the southern Gorge. Following the dried up riverbed, you should find a bone near the top of the hill. East of Flatnet Station, not far from the trading post, is where you can find the Grassy Hill bone location. Near the L of Lemoyne, east of the old Greenbelt Mill on the map, is where you'll find the Scarlett Meadow Creek bone location, just south of Dewberry Creek. Between the old Greenbelt Mill and Old Trail Rise at the border of the Lemoyne State is where you can find the fifth bone in Dewberry Creek bed. East of Annie's Beryl and a bit north of the O in Hanover on the map is where you can find a bone location not far south of the abandoned shack. Just a bit north of Elysian Pool, on a cliff on the western bank, is where you can find the seventh bone location. Northwest of Van Horn and east of Butcher Creek is where you can find the next bone in the wooded area. Northeast of Deer Cottage, on a cliff overlooking the Roanoke Ridge Valley, is where you can find the next bone location. On the border between Roanoke Ridge and the Grizzlies east, just south of the railway, is where you can locate the 10th bone on the rocky plateau. West of Quartz Run, in the Grizzlies east, is where we will find the next bone location. Coming from the north and heading south toward the summits is the easiest way to access this location. North of Quartz Run, west on the road heading to the loft, you will find another bone in the open. East of Donner's Fall, at Calumet Ravine, not far from the eye of Ambarino on the map, is where the 13th bone is located. Just south of Bacchus Station and northeast of Fort Wallace, you should find a bone easily near a big stone on the top of the hill. South of Crotera Spring, on a small ledge below the top of the cliff overlooking the Dakota Valley, is where you'll find the 15th bone. Just southwest of the 6 Point cabin in the Cumberland forest is where you can easily spot the next bone on the rocky edge. Northwest of Valentine, on the northern side of the Dakota River, you will find a bone location at the bottom of the rock cliff. West of Valentine, on the eastern bank of the Dakota River, you will find a bone on the top of the cliff, not far from the edge. Not far from the road heading southwest of the Downs Range, you can find a bone at the base of the cliff. Northwest of Wallace Station, in the cavern, is where you will find the 20th bone on our list. In Beat Valley, on a rocky slope overlooking Little Creek River, you should spot the bone quite easily in the open. North of Owingilla Lake, on the windy road near Beryl's Dream, is where you will find the last bone on the northern part of the map. Spoiler alert for the next part of the video if you haven't completed the chapter 6 just yet. At the west end of the Hennigan Stead Canyon, on a plateau, is where you can find our 23rd bone. East of Grand Hollow, on the bank of the San Luis River, is where you can find another bone. Use the eagle eye while approaching to pinpoint its location. Just southeast of Rio del Lobo Rock, east of Fort Mercer, is where you will find our next bone. South of the B of Rio Bravo on the map, southwest of Fort Mercer, is where you will find the next bone in the open. North of Mercer Station, between the A and the U of New Austin on the map, is where you will find the next bone. North of Cholla Spring, west of Rattlesnake Hollow, you can find a next bone embedded at the base of the cliff. Northeast of Tumbleweed, between the D and the G of Gaptooth Bridge, is where the next bone is in the open. Just south of Tumbleweed, on the southeast edge of the plateau, you can find the 30th and last bone on our list. At the post office, you can now send all the locations over to Deborah. For sending one location, you will get the Quartz Chunk needed to craft the Bear Claw Talisman. For sending 15, you will receive the Scroll statue. And for sending all of them, you will get an invite to visit Deborah at her ranch. You can find her at Firewood Rise in the Cumberland Forest, just east of Valentine. Once there, you'll just have to trigger the cutscene. At the end of it, Deborah will reward you with the Jawbone Knife, essential to complete your compendium. I hope that video has been useful, and until next time, See ya.